and welcome to this standalone video where I'm going to have a look at the 53695 and our old weapon, the 53595. Very, very similar, but they have got some differences. Machines now have got the Joe Seals patina of barley dust and a bit of cow muck in there, so I thought it'd be a good time to show you them when they're both in the working clothes. It's all good seeing them shiny and fantastic, but you guys want to know what they're like in real life. Ends are very similar, sticking with the same mud guards, same metal work at the front here, nothing much has changed. What I do like is these new lights. They are looking modern, aren't they? Looking the business. LEDs, I think they're LEDs at the front as well. The indicators look pretty cool. Whereas these are sort of getting a bit dated now, aren't they? Like, yeah, it's a bit behind the times. I mean, this is looking a bit tired because we've not tightened up the lights, and they could do with just getting sorted out. But the LEDs are looking fantastic and they are really, really bright. Interior cab wise, this is the old cab. If you look, it's a bit shorter at the back, and this what hides the washer tank is at the front. On the new agri cab that you get with the JCB, you've not got the washer at the front there, so they've extended the cab forward a little bit. Means that you can see down into the front better. So with the windows aren't obstructed by this bit anymore. Not that it really makes much difference, to be honest, but it is a bit nicer having that extra space at the back. As you can see, there's a lot bigger window at the back of the cab. All paint changes to the rear of the machine with the rear hitch, a red hitching bit and black on that, but to be honest, they look very similar. I mean, the hitch might be a little bit different, but it's not a million miles apart, is it? Lighting's changed a little bit. These ones, I don't know if these are better, to be honest, with the way that they fold down and really get tucked out of the way. These ones do stick out a little bit more. You can alter them, but they are always stuck out at least that far. I suppose it's so that they can tuck these nice little compartments here for if you've got air brakes, and if you've got additional spool valves to the rear like this one has. On this machine, I don't know if it's a spec, I do like having those lights there, because the ones on the cab, they're alright, but these ones really do illuminate behind you much better than the old style where they were just on the back of the cab there. Now they've managed it, but they've managed to get most of the exhaust inside the bonnet now, whereas in the old machine it's stuck out at the rear there. Not that that really makes any difference to the way that we drive it, but just does make it look a bit neater machine with it hidden in the bonnet more. People have said that this one looks more compact and this looks smaller. Well, actually it's completely exactly what am I on about? The same size, but I think because the cab's bigger, it makes it look smaller. It makes it look a bit more compact than the old one. Up here inside the cab, we've got a gas strut on the door, which I suppose if you didn't like that, you could take that off. It's only a bolt down there. And then inside, it is nice. I mean, this is a very well spec'd one. So you got the half leather, air cooled and heated seat, which is, you know, it is nice. Like, all or most of the functions are now inside this screen, which I'll show you in a bit later, and we've got the buttons for lights and things along this side. Actual rocker switch is for the hazards. Comparing that to the old JCB, no gas strut, seat looking a bit tired, and it's a bit more dirty in here, but we've got sort of rocker switches. Yeah, I suppose everything was just on a switch rather than being in the little console in the other machine. So yeah, tidied it up a lot. Here we've got a selector for the steering modes in this one, whereas in the new one it's all through the screen. So yeah, just a tidy up of the cab really in the new version. It's come a long way in the new version. This is the old one. We're sort of on quite a long stroke to pull up there. Not that it's any difficulty, but the new one, which is just a breeze to do, it is nice that. Spec wise, these two are of a similar spec. So that is the Agri Super, which had 145 horsepower. This is the Agri Extra now they call it, and this is 150. So it's the one that's closest to that machine. You can get Agri Pro in one of the ones which I think is 173 horsepower, and then you go down, you get Agri, I can't remember, but basically the Agri whatever the name is afterwards denotes the horsepower of the machine. Old machine is the 6-speed transmission power shift, whereas this newer one is the dual tech variable transmission. But up to 19k, this newer one will be using the hydrostatic, I think they call it. Basically, you put your foot on the accelerator, it goes. You take your foot off the accelerator, it stops. Quite nice to use, whereas this one you're sort of always on the brakes a lot. We're used to that and we like it, but people who are driving sort of Merlots, Kramers, the Class, they're used to driving the hydrostatic gearbox. It'll be just like jumping into what they're used to. But the variable part is where, when they get onto the road, the hydrostats really suffer. Like, you cannot pull a load of straw with them without doing like 5k or something uphill. Like, they just really die off with that type of gearbox. This one with the dual tech, it changes into the power shift, which is a lot more efficient at changing the engine power into road speed basically. So yeah, you can get that in 40k in the 9 meter I think it is, but then in some of the other machines they even go up to 50k. So yeah, it's nice. I think if we got a machine, I don't think there's a great deal of price difference between the gearboxes, and I think dual tech transmission would be the way that we would go, because I've quite enjoyed driving that. It is a nice gearbox to work with. I guess we better fire it up and show you what it's all about. So we'll shut the door. It's supposed to be a lot quieter in here, which it does appear to be, but we have got the fans on today because it is very hot. So 9.5 meter each with this one, and oh, I do like that windscreen actually. We've not mentioned that, have we? Yeah, I do like this windscreen at the top. That's some way out, by the way. If we shut back out, we'll get an outside shot. It's some way up. It's quite a specialist machine, really. The most of the work that will get is stacking straw. Usually, if people are wanting to push up higher in grain stores and things like that, there are bigger machines with, I think it's like an 8 meter each, that are usually used for that application. That pretty much is just used by straw guys. So when you do see them second hand, they've not usually done a great deal of work. They've just been on a straw stack, stacking straw. And it is good at it. What I do like about this transmission as well is, if you see, we're in neutral D. So it will just take the handbrake off, put her in forwards. It'll just go all through every single gear, from the hydrostat to the power shift with ease. We're just changing now, that's it, we're in the power shift. We've gone over 19k and back down. So you never have to think about changing gear. Unless you're in applications where you're wanting to reduce the maximum speed, which you can set on here, let me just show you. With the gear, that's 3, 2, 1. So in one, she'll only go up to 19k, and then it won't change past that. That's the maximum you can get to. I'm saying that, we're doing 21, but basically it's stopping in the hydrostat. It won't go past that. The beauty with this gearbox is you can put it into a mode where it puts the revs up high, yet you're still controlling the speed on the pedal. For this, we just keep pressing minus, no, put it in neutral, keep pressing minus, then it goes into snail mode, right? So then we can change with this. That's it. Push that down. She puts it to 1500 revs and we're off. It's always going to rev at 1500 so that our hydraulics are used at the maximum efficiency, but we're just controlling everything regarding speed with the pedal. Start, stop. In the class, you could do something similar. You could rev it up and hold the revs on, which was, you know, great, but every time you took your foot off the brake, it'd start moving it forwards. Now this seems to me a bit more intelligent than that, because you're still controlling the stop and the start with your pedal. So this mode would be great if you were needing maximum hydraulic pressure all the time. Say you were loading a bulker with grain, or if you were using a bucket brush, something along that, feeding out with our auger bucket. You could put it in this mode and you'd know that your hydraulics are working at the top speed, which yeah, for some applications is what you need. I said earlier about changing the wheels and the steering. You can do that still. You can have it in crab steer, you can have it in four-wheel steer, and you can have it in two-wheel steer. So I'll show you that now. All with the use of this. So we press that button there and it'll come up two-wheel steer, crab. We can put it in any one that we want, turn the wheels and it'll set it to that. I like this feature in the cabs. 12 volt there, and we've even got a 12 volt back here, so if you wanted a fridge or something like that, you can have it plugged in as well as like your phone charger or something. Reversing fan, ideal for what we use it for. All your lights, different heated screens. I particularly like the windscreen wipers in here. So the ones on the top there, just put the water on so we can get this muck off. As you can see, like I say, it's definitely in its working clothes here. And we put this one on, and then you'll get to see there's literally just a little strip there that doesn't get cleaned. It's fantastic. So along with taking that bar out there that was in the old one, you just get great visibility, and all the time, even when it's mucky. It's perfect. Yeah, as you might have gathered, I like our 9.5 metre machine, our old one. And this is nearly the same, but it's just got the little extras that make it better. They've not totally reinvented the wheel. The chassis is the same, the metal structure of the boom is the same. They've updated the cab to make it a lot nicer in there. It is quieter than our old one, and it is a nicer environment, especially with that fancy seat in there. Do I like not having the rocker switches? No, because I like the rocker switches in our old one. But I can see that that one looks more modern, and you know, you've got to change things, haven't you? And you've got to adapt and try new things. So I can see where they're going with that. Dual tech, that is different, and that is better. I like that. I really do. That's nice to drive. I was a bit apprehensive at first because very used to driving a power shift, so it was nice to know when we got in this one that you could drive it very, very similar if you wanted to. I can still feather the brakes as I do in this one when I'm stacking straw. I can still do that one with this, but I think what will happen is I will start removing my foot from the brake and just using the accelerator. So yeah, all in all, I like that machine. I'm sorry that I've not really shown you a great deal of it working. There's just me in today, so there was a point where I'm going to do like a wacky races with them and see which one's fastest of the two transmissions, because sort of the horsepowers are very similar, so it'd be interesting to see if the transmissions make a difference in a sprint race. We'll have to do that on a later date. If people want to see this working, I've been using it for the last week and a half, something like that. JCB have been very good and let us have this on a bit of an extended demonstration. So check out some of my earlier videos and you'll see it on there. But yeah, hopefully you like that little look into the Agri Extra, a little bit of an extra video into the Agri Extra and the dual tech transmission. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. If you liked it, press a like and a subscribe. It really helps us out and build our channel and get more things like this, like more demos and more kit onto the farm, so we can have a look at it and play about on it. That's what I love doing. I love machines. I love my farming, and you guys watching it helps me get toys like that to play with. So thank you so much, everyone that has subscribed and press the like button and you know, come and said hello to us and all that kind of thing. So anyway, I'm rambling. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.